Today we're removing the stereo from a 2004 Honda Civic for the automatic and the stick shift. We're going to start with opening the center console and removing its contents, including the plastic mat at the bottom. This will expose 3 screws, one towards the front of the opening and 2 towards the back. Remove these 3 screws. Pull the emergency brake up and with your finger place it between the boot and this small plastic panel and pull it up driver's side at the front of the center console under the dash. There is a clip here that needs to be removed. With a small screwdriver, push the center pin in this clip in. Now you can grasp the edge of the panel and pull back on it a little bit and it will usually pop this clip right off the panel. This clip, to reinstall it, you have to push the center tab that's in it back through the front opening about 1/4 of an inch. Place the entire clip back into the opening and push the center in to lock it into place when you're reinstalling this. We're going to repeat this for the passenger side of the car, removing this front clip. Behind the passenger seat at the back of the center console is 2 screws on the side. We want to remove the lower screw and repeat this for the driver's side as well. Now for the stick shift, removing this center panel, we're going to push down on the plastic piece at the bottom of the gear shift knob. This will allow you to unscrew the knob and remove and set it to the side. With our pry bar, we're going to pry this panel up around the gear shift. It's held in place by several clips. They will release with pry pressure down the left side, down the right side, releasing these clips and remove the panel up over the gear shift. For the automatic, we're going to pry the back edge of this panel up and push it back down. What this does is help release the trim ring that goes around the gear shift. And we're going to pry along this edge, the edges of this panel, left and right sides, and remove this panel and set it to the side. Now we're going to pry up the left and right edges of this panel around the gear shift, release the clips, they release with pry pressure as well, and remove it and set it to the side. Now removing these center panels exposes 2 screws, and we're going to remove one on the left and one on the right here. The tricky part is now you lift the back of this center console up, and while you're lifting it back, you're also wiggling it left and right. What you're attempting to do is release the clips at the front edge of the dash here, and possibly a little bit of pry pressure as well will help you to release this. This will come back from the dash several inches, but it's attached by a connector at the 12-volt power supply. Usually you find the trigger on that and remove it. This will allow you to lift the back edge of the center console straight up and move it towards the back seat to get it out of the way. This exposes 2 mounting screws for the car stereo. It is a Phillips screw but also 8mm. The Phillips screwdriver usually strips it, so use the 8mm. With these 2 mounting screws removed, we're going to reach up behind the back of the dash and push on the back of the stereo while prying along the bottom, left and right edges and top of this entire panel. The clips will release and you can pull it forward. Access the connector at the emergency flashers. There's a trigger at the center of this connector that you squeeze into it and can wiggle it loose. This will allow you to pull a panel a little bit forward, and you can get the connectors that go along the left side of the panel for the AC controls. Also a trigger in the center. These connectors are all keyed so they only go back to one specific spot. You don't have to label them as to what they do. Work along the bottom of the panel releasing these clips, and this will help you get to the car stereo. The antenna removes just by tugging on the cable slightly. Now this is going to allow you to remove the entire panel from the dash with the AC controls. We're going to pull the AC control knobs from the face of the panel with the car stereo. And on the back of this panel, the AC controls are held in place by 3 Phillips screws, and we're going to remove those and the AC controls. This finally gives access to the 2 mounting screws on the left side of the car stereo. They are 8mm again, and the 2 mounting screws on the right side of the car stereo. You can then slide the car stereo out of the face of the stereo. Aftermarket install is very simple for a single DIN. You use the same bolt pattern, wire harness, and you're set to go. Hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.